welcome back. Today I am so excited because we are doing another transformation video, but today's transformation is going to be only 10 minutes long. The actual video is probably going to be longer than 10 minutes just because you guys know I love to chat and I'm going to be talking through everything with you guys, but I timed myself doing this twice this week. It only took me like 9 minutes and some change, so I figured that I would make a little transformation video to show you guys how I slay on a daily basis and how you guys can too. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can get notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, to begin, I'm gonna get my hair back and out of my face. Normally I just have it up in like a big messy bun, and that's how my hair stays all day long because I hate doing my hair. But I did kind of blow dry it today, so I'm just gonna clip it back out of my face and we're gonna get started. I like to start with some kind of like a glowy product or primer on the daily because I do have dry skin. So one of my favorites is the NARS Super Radiant Booster. This is what I'm gonna use today, but for most of the high-end products I'm gonna use, I am gonna give you guys like a drugstore dupe. Another product that I love that's really great for glowiness is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. You can tell this is well used. CoverGirl also makes, I think it's called like the Go Glotion. I have it right here actually because I used it the other day. The Vitalist Go Glow. This product, this is really good too. So all three of these, I kind of go in between all of them. They're all amazing. None of them are technically primers, but I just kind of use them as such on a daily basis. I just give myself some glow and keep it moving. So like I said, today we're gonna go in with the NARS one. And again, all of this can be customized to you and your skin type. So like, you know, if you have really oily skin, maybe you'll go in with like a mattifying product or something. Instead of this, you can kind of custom, you know, mize what you do. That's enough of that. This is like super glowy, but I love it. I'm just gonna blend that out with a beauty blender. Sometimes I'll just blend this with my fingers, but it's easier to use a beauty blender because then you don't get it all over your hands. If you guys see, it just gives like a really pretty sheen to my skin because I like to glow. Let me know down below in the comments what your go-to like everyday holy grail products are. I would love to hear that. I love to try new things, so definitely let me know in the comments. All right, moving right along to foundation. I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Face Tape Foundation. I use this foundation specifically because it is really full coverage and I love that about it. I feel like when I have flawless skin, like full coverage skin, I can get away with not doing a lot of other stuff. So you guys are gonna see in my daily routine, the biggest emphasis really is on my skin and then everything else is just very, very minimal. So that's why I really love to use this or any other full coverage foundation. I really love the Too Faced Born This Way. You guys know that's my baby. The new IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Foundation is really good too. I've been using that a lot. And then from the drugstore, I really like the CoverGirl Matte Made, and then also the L'Oreal Lumi, like the one in the squeezy tube. I think the Pro Glow. So not Lumi, it's just the L'Oreal Pro Glow. I really like that too, but I'm gonna just go in with this guy today on my skin. And I'm using this in the shade 29N Light Medium Neutral. And I'm gonna just go in and blend it out. This is also very easy to blend, which on a daily basis, I just want a foundation that's gonna blend out really easily, not gonna take me too much time to blend it out, you know, on my skin, just because I'm normally rushing and late for something. I am literally always late. It's such a problem. It's definitely something that I have to work on. Like, I just never leave myself enough time to do anything. So I feel like my life is a constant state of like somebody rushing me, because Steven is always on time. So it's normally him rushing me, being like, come on, Kelly, we have to go, we have to go. So that's why this fast little routine works well for me. I did just self-tan last night, so you guys will see that this foundation is a little bit light because my self-tanner is just so fresh, but you know, on the daily it normally matches me pretty well because my self-tanner is normally faded, which you guys know. If you watch me, it's like always faded, I feel like. But once we bronze and everything, this will be fine. Alrighty, up next for concealer. I love, love, love the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealers. These are amazing. I have Vanilla and Swan right here. I'm gonna go in with Vanilla first, and then sometimes I'll use a little bit of Swan. It's a lighter shade, just to really brighten up my under eyes, make me look awake when 9 times out of 10 I'm not. So I'm gonna go in with Vanilla first, because this is like kind of the perfect shade, and then if I need to brighten, we'll use some of Swan. You guys will see this shade is pretty yellow, but I do like that underneath my eyes to really brighten up that area. So I always go in with somewhat of a yellow-based concealer on my under eyes. And I'm just gonna go in with a smidge of Swan, like literally the tiniest amount. Just like that, just to add a little light and brightness. And then I'm gonna blend that out as well. The Beauty Blender, honestly, I feel like makes everything faster. Whenever I use brushes to blend stuff out, it always takes a bit longer. Like even with some foundations, I feel like they do blend out better with the brush, but I just use the Beauty Blender because it's quicker. But with these foundations and concealers, I feel like they work best with the Beauty Blender anyways, so it works well. And I just definitely feel like creating this flawless canvas is gonna just help to make everything else so much easier and quick. Like I know I've seen other people, it's interesting to see what people do like on the daily. Like I've seen other people that on, you know, when they're just doing their quick routines, they don't even do foundation and they do a little bit more on their eyes or their brows or whatever, where I like to do the base and then a little bit less on everything else. To set my under eyes, I'm gonna go in with Reserve Your Cabana from Wet n Wild. You guys know I love this if you watch my videos. Technically it says it's a bronzer. I don't know. I use it as an under eye setting powder because it is pretty light. So I'm just gonna go in and set my under eyes. Somebody told me that they thought that this was like being discontinued. Please someone tell me that that's not true. I really hope it's not. I can still find it online, like for purchase and stuff on Ulta. Like I literally actually looked like yesterday. And it was still for sale on Ulta and stuff. So I hope that's not true because I really like this. And it's so easy to set the under eyes. It's so fast. And I just kind of go over anywhere that I did with the concealer just to brighten and set it. And then for my powder on the daily, I have this Laura Geller Balance and Brighten. This is actually a foundation, but I use it to set my powder, and it is in the shade Medium. A really great drugstore option is the Maybelline Fit Me powder. I really like that as well. I'm not super picky, honestly, when it comes to powders because my skin is dry, so I don't know. I kind of just use anything that's going to set my foundation and make it not, you know, tacky. And because this is a powder foundation, it does just help to like add a little bit more coverage too. Okay, so our face and canvas is all done, and now we're gonna go do the brows. I'll zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see. All right, so now that we are nice and up close and personal, I'll show you guys what I do on my brows. Super easy. The first product I like to go in with is the CoverGirl, I always forget the name of this thing, Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. I have this in shade Soft Brown. So I basically use this, I use the spoolie on one side just to get all my brows going in the right direction. And then I basically just use this to like outline my brows. Because I do have some areas of sparse hair, which is why I do have to go in with a pencil. If you don't, you won't have to do this. And you can just do my next step. But I have like a lot of brow hair, but then there's areas where there's not. So I just like to go in and kind of roughly outline the brows and just very lightly fill in. Because I could easily take 10 plus 20 minutes, literally, doing my brows. So on the daily, I don't go crazy on them. I kind of just do the tail like that basically. And then I'll show you guys the next step that we do after I do this brow real quick. Just same thing, little outline. Okay, so now that I just have that little rough outline to my brows, I like to go in with this guy. This is the Busy Gal Brows, literally the perfect name for this. This is from Tarte. The shade that I have is medium brown, and I go in with this. It has the tiniest little spoolie, which I love, so you can be super precise. And I just go over my brows with this. This adds a lot of texture to the brows too, which is great, and really makes them stand out a little bit more. But it's so quick and easy, and I just do this on the front of my brows. So like I said, if you have a lot of brow hair, you could just really use this. You don't need to go in with a pencil like I do. But I don't have that luxury. And then I normally will just go back in with that CoverGirl spoolie just to blend everything out and together so that it all looks natural. And brows are all done. I don't sculpt them out or anything on the daily like I would if I was doing a full glam look. I kind of just leave them like this, and that's that. For my eyes, I'm actually gonna use the exact same palette that we're gonna use on our face. I found that minimizing the amount of products that I use actually helps to make me go quicker because like I'm not reaching and grabbing for a ton of different products. So I literally use this for like a lot of the rest of what we're gonna do. I use it for basically everything on my face and for my eyes. It's the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. You guys know if you watch my channel that I love this. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This is the matte bronzer, and I'm gonna actually put this in my crease. This is basically just gonna add like the slightest bit of depth and definition to my eyes. If I'm really in a rush, I won't do this, and I just won't put anything on my eyes. But I just feel like this adds a little bit, it's kind of like contouring your eyes, you know what I mean? Like that's what I basically do with this. I just put it right in my crease area, blend it upwards a little bit, and that's basically that. And it just helps to add a little something to make the eyes pop a little bit more and look a little more defined. And then I jump in with this shade right here, which you can tell is well used. It's Satin Sheets, but it's like almost coming off the name. I use that as my highlight, and what I do is I just pop the highlight right in the inner corner of my eyes to really open up the eye area, like so. I love this highlight. It's so pretty and it smells really good. And then I also bring this beneath the brow bone just to emphasize that area too. Super easy, didn't even have to reach for an eyeshadow. And now sometimes if I have a little bit of extra time, I definitely don't do this every day, but I will go in with that matte bronzer again, and I'll pop that on my lower lash line super quick. So for today, just to show you guys for the video, I will go ahead and do that and just pop a little under here. For my waterline, I love on the daily just to use like a kind of cream champagne colored liner just because it really makes the eyes pop. My favorite is from Tarte. This is the Fake Awake. I know that NYX makes a dupe for this, which is really nice too. I forget what it's called, but I've used that before and it's really good as well. So I'm just gonna go in with this on the waterline. Now for lashes, I just go in with mascara, and I have a couple that I love. So these are kind of my 3 go-tos, and I kind of just go in between them. Honestly, on the daily, I have the Too Faced Better Than Sex, which I love, the CoverGirl Exhibitionist. This is a really, really great drugstore mascara. It's honestly been my favorite recently. And then the Lancome Monsieur Big. I think today, I'll use the Lancome Monsieur Big today. I really, really like this one. But the CoverGirl Exhibitionist is definitely like a drugstore dupe for Monsieur Big. On my lower lash line, I use this one. This is from the Estee Edit. I know I've talked about this so many times. The Estee Edit doesn't exist anymore, but I do have a lot of these mascaras left, so I continue to use this on my lower lash line, just this little tiny guy. You can't buy it anymore, but any mascara, you know, is gonna work. All right, so just gonna go in and coat my lashes. What I love about all 3 of those mascaras is that you don't have to sit and coat your lashes for like 45 minutes, because I used to do that, oh my gosh, like just sit and go through like 12 different mascaras. These work pretty quickly to add a lot of volume and length to your lashes so they don't take too many coats and not too much time. Like I feel like my lashes already look so much better, and that was like, I don't know, 10 seconds, so I am so low on this. I'm literally like scraping the sides. I should have used another mascara, but of course, you know, I have to make my life difficult. And that is it for my eyes. So I'm gonna zoom you guys back out. We're gonna finish up the face. So like I said, for the face, we're still gonna go in with that Too Faced face palette. The first thing that I'm gonna use in here is the Trop It Like It's Hot. So this is the shimmery bronzer. I use this all over the face. So I love to do this just to add warmth to my face and also just to have some bronzer down before we go in and contour. I just feel like it makes contouring like a bit softer. So I love to use this. And it also smells really good, so it like makes your face smell good. Like this whole palette just smells amazing. And this will also help to just make sure that the foundation kind of blends a bit better with the neck. Then gonna go in with that matte bronzer to contour. The shade is Sunny Honey. And just contour out my cheekbones. If I have like 10 extra seconds, I'll go in and I'll contour out my nose as well, just right on the sides, real quick. Like so. I grab a little bit of both blushes from the palette. Just top my cheeks with them. And then I go in with that same highlight that we used on our eyes for my cheeks. It is so pretty and blinding. I'm obsessed. And just makes your skin glow. Bring it down my nose as well. And right above my Cupid's bow. See, doesn't it make it just go so much faster when you're just using the same product? Like I feel like it's just so easy when you use the same thing and I'm not switching to like 5 different palettes. That's why I love this palette so much, because it kind of has everything that I need for every day. And no, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. And then last but not least, for my lips on the daily, I normally just do nude lips. So first I'm gonna go in with the NYX retractable lip liner in the shade Nude and just line my lips out. If I'm really in a rush, I'll skip this, but I think this does help. Sometimes I will just fill in my lips entirely with the lip liner and it's just a really pretty nude shade. Today though, I'm gonna use this. This is MAC's Honey Love, which is a matte as well. And I'm just gonna pop that on. And then top it with my favorite lip gloss. This is the Tarte H2O lip gloss in the shade Sandy Toes. From the drugstore, I really like the NYX lip glosses. They have so many different shades and they're so pretty. And I also really love the L'Oreal Crushed Foils. If that's still available, that's such a pretty lip gloss. I love that, the gold one. And yeah, that is it, you guys. That is my quick, easy, everyday kind of 10-minute slay. Like I said at the beginning, it probably seems like it took me longer than 10 minutes just because I was talking to you guys, but I did time myself doing it twice and it, you know, is super easy and this is basically what I always do. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!